Hello everyone. Welcome to today's services. Today we'll be remembering 7 Pokemon who sacrificed their life in the quest to become the Pokemon League champion. Now, of course, we will be talking about the Pokemon themselves, when we found them, when they met their untimely demise, and we will be remembering them for their service. First off, we have why the Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Why we met very first episode. We wanted a Mankey, but we caught why. He was very bold, always asking questions. Why are we here? Why are we doing this? Why must the world be like this? Why could have easily ran away and become the Raticate? He could have been the mascot. In his very first battle, he ran into another Raticate, a Rat-a-tat-tat. He lost an honor battle, and we lost Raticate. So thank you, Rat-a-tat, for your 1 episode of service. We will always remember you as the rat that could have been. Next, we have someone who Mom wanted to throw away. Ball toy, action fig. People, think you're a doll. But I know you're an action figure. I know you're just relaxed, and that's why people think you're a doll. I saw you levitating above all competition. I saw you rising above everyone else, and proving that you are a member of the team. Unfortunately, in episode 7, 2 episodes after we found you in episode 5, you were caught in the clutches of an Arbok, and you were destroyed. Well, action figure, you weren't what I have hoped, but we still thank you for your 2 episodes of service. Rest now. Next, we have someone special. Mr. Bat Wayne himself. In episode 8, we found him among death and spirits in Lavender Town. But he was still jolly, still smiling, still enthusiastic about our journey. He was focused, laser-like focus on defeating Team Rocket. Unfortunately, he lost his life to the Team Rocket's leader himself, Giovanni, in episode 10. Well, Bat Wayne, we may never know your true identity, but we still thank you for your 2 episodes of service and your jolly attitude. Next, someone who's not perfect. In episode 7, we ran across a perverted Drowsy who was very bold in his attempts to snorkel up girls' dresses. I would always be Snorkel. I would always say, Snorkel, don't do that. But he would stay up all night because he couldn't sleep, and he would look for girls to snorkel. I mean, he wasn't perfect. But in episode 12, another Drowsy, another one of his kin, tied him to himself as he died, and they both were dragged to the underworld. Well, Snorkel, we thank you for your 5 episodes of service. And of course, you will never be forgotten. Next, we have Nuzlocke, the Nuzleaf. He was more than a Nuzleaf. He was the poster child for the entire brand. He was our very first randomized Pokemon, caught in episode 3. He had quirks like that, you know? He had a leaf on top of his head. He could never evolve, though, because of damn Nintendo. He was always green, with envy with those who could evolve. But you know what? He still served as our reminder of what we were in. He was the tying force that tied our entire team together. He was like, hey, do you know what happens if we're not a team? And everyone listened. Well, unfortunately, all the way in episode 16, Nuzlocke lost his life to a Team Rocket henchman in Viridian Gym. We're sorry, Nuzlocke, that you had to go, but we thank you for your 13 episodes of service. Next, the very first Pokemon we ever obtained. Squad. He was our starter, bequeathed on us episode 1 by Professor Oak. And from then on, he led the team, the Squirtle squad, he led. But per request of a greater force, he could never evolve into a Blastoise. He had to stay a Turtle of some sort. So he stayed, and he led until episode 17, when a Yanma, of all things, exploded and killed poor Squad. Squad, we will never forget your leadership, even after you have bequeathed it to Vader. You are still the original Squirtle Squad leader, and we thank you for your 17 episodes of service. Lastly, we have Big Red, who was so close to victory. On the last episode, in the last trainer, he unfortunately met his fate. Now, rewinding a bit to when we caught him, episode 10, at the end of a rod, he was very timid. He was like, why was I in the ocean? I'm a steel type. Should rust. And he was not very open because of this. But soon he learned to swarm his enemies with his great attack. But in the end, that Pillowswine's Fire Blast in the very last episode ended Big Red's reign. I'm sorry, Big Red, but thank you for your 8 episodes of service. Those who remain will celebrate your life as they celebrate everyone else's. Thank you, everyone who attended today's services. I'm sure you will remember these Pokemon for what they did in life as we move on to our next goal. Thank you, everyone, and have